Check, 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 test. Check, 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 check. Checkity, check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Check. That's all I can use. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Check, check. Nope, you hear any sound? Yeah, I was live. I fucked it all up. And yeah, round two, Steve. Anybody hear any sound? Check, 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 check. Let me know if you hear sound. I don't know how to I had multiple shit running in my OBS thing. You can hear me? Does it sound good or is it crappy? Cool, cool. Yeah, guys, look, I apologize. I did a practice run on OBS like a week ago, and I thought I had it down, but the stream I just did, I was listening to it through my uh, Galaxy Tab in the background, nice and low, and I could hear that there were multiple streams running. I couldn't fix it. I got a little bit of flop sweat mode. I started panicking a little bit. People were I was reading messages afterward, and people were telling me that the chat was trying to tell me that it's going on. My glasses are out in the car. Yeah, I'm a fucking old guy, man. My glasses are out in the car. I can't read that fucking chat room. So I apologize to all you guys. I'm in the YouTube live stream feed, and I don't think I can do anything but a webcam. I don't think that I'll be able to play the chili video. And I don't want to start, doing the fucking boomer thing and holding the phone up to the fucking laptop and the rest of that shit. So I think I'll do what I've always been doing until I get a little more proficient at OBS. I think I'll cut that up and do a pre-record. Because I think what's going on with the Laney Stone situation in West Virginia is I just think it really shows the nature of how soulless and shallow Chili DeCastro is. And I think that the people that are in Chili's circle are wrapped up in I just don't think they're the brightest people in the world. I mean, you got to be pretty fucking stupid if you fall prey to Chili DeCastro. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Nope, it really is fucking bullshit. Look, the little girl died, and that's tragic. That's fucking tragic because you can't bring that life back. You just can't. And in the beginning of the first stream I did, I talked a little bit about the girl I was with before my wife got accidentally pregnant, and neither one of us wanted to have children, but I didn't want to participate in ending a human life. So, she kind of physically distanced herself from me and she terminated the pregnancy. So I know the fucking loss. I don't know the loss the way the parents of Laney Stone know the loss of someone they've cared for and raised and invested their time, not only their time, because a lot of us in the audience have children, You don't just invest time and money in your child. You put a piece of yourself in that person. Both parents do. It's why it's a tragedy in America that, we have single parent households. It's killing our culture. But each parent, uh, you know, invests their soul in their children, their progeny. And to lose a child that you spent 13 years raising, it's got to be hellacious. I mean, it's just got to be a terrible fucking thing. Because when I suffered the loss of an unborn child, I was fucking broken for a year. I mean, I was really broken. And that's the danger of people like Chili DeCastro. Chili doesn't know these people. He doesn't know who they are. He doesn't know anything about them. And Chili wants to rah rah hoopla, fucking raise money. Raise money. What the fuck are you gonna buy? Are you gonna buy her soul back? Are you gonna go make a deal with the devil and buy her fucking soul back? It doesn't matter. Money doesn't mean shit at this point in fucking time. Fundraisers and shit like that just show the shallowness of a person's soul. And to watch Chili DeCastro sit there and run a fucking grift, to run a fucking grift where he latches on to another person, another human being's tragic loss and tries to turn a fucking buck on it while he's smiling and acting like he's the same. It's the same shit that got him bounced from fucking TikTok. He's confessed it recently. He went after the young African American crowd on TikTok. He stated that was the reason he was there. And he came off in the beginning as though he were there to help people. And then he started bitching and barking and telling people what to do. And people started to realize that he was fake, that he was there for the fucking money, the clout, and the celebrity. And to spare that family from having to learn that fucking lesson the hard way means more, and will do more in the long run for that family than any amount of fucking money you give them. It would be better to go there and build a 50-foot fucking wall around their property and keep DeCastro as far away as fucking possible. And Wrights On and Jeebus Crisp and the rest of you guys, you may have the world's best intentions, but you're opening the door to the fucking devil. You're the foot mat that Chili wants to lay at their fucking door, and he'll walk over your back while he goes inside to loot the fucking place for anything he can fucking grab. And the best part of what's happened in the past year is that little fucker is holed up in his sister's guest room, afraid to leave the fucking house. 2 days before his little videos, Press with Rancor got him all fired up about giving the finger to the cops. And Chili was all rallied and rowdy in his fucking little studio doing his little broadcast, flipping the bird. And he was motivated now to give the police the finger. And 2 days later, he's driving down the road. He sees the cops. He starts his little fucking shenanigans. Anybody see him flip the cops off? No, because he's a fucking talker. And he doesn't do anything that he says he's going to do. He's a tough guy when he's alone in a fucking studio talking on a camera. That's when he's a tough guy. Because even when Dan Clement faced off with him in the street, Chili was a little pussy. Chili wanted to get him around the corner in the fucking dark because Chili's a little bitch. Huh? And then Chili lost his fucking cool. And you know why Chili lost his cool? Chili lost his cool because Dan Clement, not because Dan Clement came and challenged him, because Dan Clement showed up there and challenged him to a fight in the gym. And it was a half an hour later before Chili lost his fucking cool. Because that wasn't what bothered Chili. Chili made a joke out of it. Chili made fun of Dan Clement's physical appearance. Chili made him turn in a circle, made fun of how he looked and all that shit. Remember this, because we're going to finish with this. He wasn't aggressive. He wasn't upset. He joked. He laughed at Dan Clement. Dan Clement wanted to wrestle him in a fucking gym, in a controlled environment, in a gym environment. Dan Clement didn't show up to fight Chili in the fucking street. Chili wanted to make it a street fight because Dan Clement, go back and watch the video. Dan Clement called him ugly on his live stream in front of a girl. That's when Chili fucking snapped. That's when Chili started walking away and beckoning Dan Clement to come after him, because Chili got a gun in the fucking car. And that's what he wanted Dan Clement to do, follow him to the car. Because Chili, in his own words, said to him, here's what's going to happen, Dan. You're going to follow me. Then you're going to assault me. And then I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Dan Clement didn't do any of that stuff. Chili turned on him, smacked his phone out of his hand, and started barking like a fucking bitch. And Dan Clement backed off because he wasn't there to fight with him. He was there to challenge him to a fight in a gym, not fight in the fucking street. Because Dan Clement, you could tell by looking at that kid, he's not that kind of person. He's not a fight in the street person. I'm sure if you put your fucking hands on him, he might have a go with you. But Chili didn't even get that far. Chili just fucking having a little temper tantrum. But when Gangbanger walked up, the life fell out of Chili's fucking body. And he said, I want to go home. I want to go home. That's what I want. I want to go home. And for about 45 seconds, that boy's mind went fucking blank. And when he regained his consciousness, he fucking ran like a scared little rabbit. That's who Chili DeCastro is. That's exactly who Chili DeCastro is. Fake as fucking fake could be. You will be hard pressed the rest of your life to find or see a human being that is more fake than Chili DeCastro. Fake as fucking fake gets. That's what that boy is. Fake. And because he's fake, he's got no fucking soul. He's got no soul. He has what we refer to in Christianity as a seared conscience. Chili DeCastro does not know right from wrong. He did at one point in time. He does not anymore. And the God that Chili worships is his own belly. And he will satiate that God any way he possibly can. And not by going out and getting a fucking job. Not by putting in an honest day's work. Because I've watched Chili DeCastro on a daily basis for a year. I've never seen that motherfucker go to work. I have never once seen that piece of shit go to work. But what I've watched him do is rip people off. Rip them off. Oh, we need to collect bond money to get so-and-so out of jail. Hey, so-and-so shouldn't have been out doing the shit he's doing, antagonizing the fucking cops, unless he had bond money ahead of time. So let that motherfucker sit in jail and rot till he sees a judge and gets ROR'd or faces his charge and pays his fucking penalty, and let him get out on his own, because then he'll be less likely to pull that shit in the future, or more likely to have the resources to get his own ass out of the trouble that he got himself in. But Chili DeCastro wants to latch on to that stuff because he wants to convince you that you're a rights protector by kicking up helping to crowdfund bond money. And then Chili collects the bond money and Chili puts up the bond. And then when dude shows up in court, the bond is released. So if it's $1,000 bond, the bondsman's going to take between $100 and $200, and $800 is going to kick back. Does that $800 ever get given back to the crowdfunding people? No, because Chili can't even remember who gave what. The day after, Chili puts his head on his pillow, wakes up in the fucking morning, he can't remember who gave what. Nobody's getting anything back, and Chili gonna fucking spend it on weed, Nutella, and fucking mini Oreos, because that's what Chili thinks a fucking celebration is. Go watch his birthday video where he was all alone in a fucking Airbnb shithole apartment where no one wants to fucking live because it's right on the fucking expressway ramp. And he's doing bong hits by himself, eating Nutella and Oreo cookies. That's Chili's idea of a fucking party. You know why? Because every person he hung out with in the past, he's burned, ripped off, or straight up robbed. And none of them want to have shit to do with him anymore. Chili DeCastro is a desperate man on his last leg. He's couch surfing the guest room of his adult married sister's house. And that ain't going to last long, because Chili can't stay away from the weed and the meffed up shit. And when Chili's brother-in-law hears from the kids how Chili fucking snapped at him because he was doing a broadcast and they were making too much noise, Daddy gonna put Chili out on his fucking ass. And that's what always happens to Chili. That's what always happens to Chili. So in between, desperate little Chili with no fucking money, not a pot to piss in. He's always complaining he doesn't have fucking money. Now he gets an opportunity to run a grift. And we all watched the video. I'm sorry I don't have clips. I'll put it together. We all watched the video yesterday where he sat there and had donations coming in through his personal pay apps. You saw him move one donation and one donation only. And whatever came in today after the cameras shut off, whatever comes in day 2, day 3, day 4, this is never going to make it to that family. Never. So you stick your chest out, Rights On, and you beat it. You too, Scrubzilla. You stick your chest out. You beat your chest. You big roosters. You big roosters clucking around Mama Hen Chili. You ripped off a traumatized family, you fucks, whether you know it or not. Whether you know it or not, you participated in it and you did it. Because that's all Chili is. That's all Chili's ever been his whole life. Chili's not a finance guy. I'm a finance guy. Chili's those guys that when I started as a broker, Chili's one of those guys that comes in talking like he's all big shit, doesn't know a fucking thing about what he's saying. And in a week to a month, there's a 4-week window, and he hasn't made a paycheck. He hasn't earned a fucking cent, and he's out the fucking door. If he's lucky, he's selling cars somewhere. Chili's not any big finance guy. Chili didn't raise a $500,000 for coded friends. And if he did raise a $500,000 for coded friends, if he did in 2015, a $500,000 in a tech venue will last you at best 4 months. 4 months. And if you're stupid, like the video that mass hall that mess hall report broke, that Kate broke, that showed Chili going to some guy's house and nailing up flyers because he got ripped off for 22K. And he had to, it's a Sunday, and he had to pay his staff on Monday. Who the fuck running a business doesn't have payroll for Monday on Sunday? No one. When'd you pay the guy? On fucking Saturday? You knew you didn't have the money. That all I gotta pay my staff. I gotta make payroll. That's just bullshit. That's just bullshit. He never did any of the things that he said he did. And all of the things that he said he didn't do, you know damn well he fucking did that shit. The GHB, the GHB. You know why he hates fucking lawyers? Let me tell you why he hates fucking lawyers. Because his girlfriend put up the 50K for Shapiro, and Chili never paid her fucking back. And that's how he lost his fucking girlfriend. He ripped her off. And then he hates the lawyer because he was supposed to get some fucking pretrial deferment deal, and Chili thought that that was never going to be on his record. Chili knows it's on his record. He knows it's seeable. He's got turned down for fucking job interviews. He's got turned down by potential investors with his coded friend thing because of that GHB arrest. Chili hates the system because the system catches Chili very frequently. Let's get into one of the better parts of the video. A chronic speeder, Chili DeCastro. How many times have we seen him get pulled over, get speeding tickets, do dumb shit on the fucking highway? He's arguing with a cop. He's 19 miles over the speed limit. He's doing 89 in a 70. He was doing 89 and 70. He's 19 miles over the speed limit. And he's wagging his finger because he had to up the deputy's speed to 80 miles an hour. Nobody but Chili DeCastro said 80 miles an hour. No one. No one. Because he had to make the differential between the posted speed and the actual speed higher than that 19 miles an hour he got busted for. Otherwise, people were going to throw that shit back in his face. So, Chili, next time you're on the side of the road telling the cop, hey, what's it? It didn't hurt anybody. Where's the victim? So what if I was speeding? I didn't hurt anybody. You think about Lainey Stone when you're talking that dumb shit that you fucking talk. You think about Lainey Stone, and you think about the officer that you don't know. You don't know. You don't know if he did anything wrong. There were 3 kids there at the edge of the road waiting to cross the street. You don't know if there was horseplay going on, goofing around, somebody stumbled, somebody pushed somebody, not trying to push them out into the road, just horseplay, fooling around, pushed them. They stumbled, fell backward out into the street, got clipped by a car. You don't know what the fuck happened, Chili. And thank God you have no say in deciphering the evidence, because you point the finger and you say, oh, they're going to cover it up. They're going to cover it up. They're going to cover it up. One thing we know for sure, Chili, is if you were in charge of the evidence, you would dispose of the evidence and convict the man no matter what the evidence said. And how does that help that family? How does it help society if an innocent man who didn't do anything wrong gets punished and then two people have to suffer because of a traumatic incident? That's why, Chili, I thank God that he does not allow people like you to rise to positions of authority. That's why all your shit talk about being a governor and the rest of your nonsense, all fucking shit talk, because God has his thumb so squarely on the top of your head. You're lucky if you could jump 4 inches off the fucking ground right now. What kind of lowlife scumbag tries to profit monetarily, monetarily, skimming pennies off dollars? What kind of lowlife scumbag tries to profit off the death of a 13-year-old? Chili DeCastro. And let's say he's not even doing it for the money. Let's say it's worse. He just doing it to get fucking recognition, celebrity, clout chase. What if that's all he's doing it for? To make a fucking name for himself? You're the kind of shit, Chili, that a toilet is too good for. Because you ain't going to make no money on that. You're going to grab a couple dollars here and there. You skim a little bit because people are already wise to your bullshit. They'll go and contribute direct to the GoFundMe. But you'll still get a few come through yours, and you'll keep it for yourself. Because that's what you do. That's who you are. But you're really doing it just to show your face. Just to show your face. Because you're a little rat. You're a little rat in a hole hiding on the West Coast from two outstanding warrants on the eastern side of the country. Oh, and by the way, it was a brilliant move on your part in an attempt to gain celebrity for yourself and notoriety and woo the masses to call the area they live in the armpit of the country. You called that tri-state area the armpit of the country. I'm sure you're ingratiating yourself very well with the masses there, Chili. Very well. That's why, Chili, all you can get to follow you is the fucking bottom of the barrel. That's all that follows you, the bottom of the barrel. The people who most need a wise man to lead them are stuck with your stupid ass. And 1 minute you're calling that unfortunate child an innocent babe, and you're doing everything you can to drum up sympathy and tearjerker, heartfelt nonsense, emotional shit. And then somebody said, "What's a 13-year-old doing out at 10:30 at night?" And you instantly snap the, "She's a young adult. She can do whatever she wants to do." Which is it, Chili? Is she a young adult or is she an innocent babe? Because you presented her as both. And there's a topic you don't want to fucking address. Because right, wrong, or otherwise, and as unpopular as it is to say, and I'm not bashing on the parents because it seems to be the norm in our culture today. Children are being sexualized, and there are predators running around snatching children up. What is a 13-year-old girl doing out alone at 10:30 at night without parental supervision on a holiday weekend that's known for heavy intoxication. It's the most dangerous weekend of the year to be in a car or on the road. Why would you let your 13-year-old out 10:30 at night? So, while you're convicting in your kangaroo court of public opinion, Chili, while you're convicting the deputy without any evidence, working solely on hearsay and gossip, while you're convicting the deputy, one thing we know for sure is that the parents failed in their obligation to safeguard a minor child. Now, I could see you making a wiggle argument if she was 16, 17 years old. Even then, you still need to keep a tight rein on your kids. Look at how traumatized this family is. Our children are the most precious things we have. And yet we'll let them at 13 years old, just let them go at 10:30 at night, not knowing where the fuck they are or what the fuck they're doing. Because if you can't see them, you don't know where they are. And if you can't see them, you do not know what they are doing. But you don't hear a peep out of Chili about the failure of the parents to safeguard their child, because that would fuck up the tearjerker shit that Chili needs to get the fucking money in and get the recognition for himself. And Chili won't bring that up. Just blame it all because Chili hates the police. And Chili got a gold mine windfall here. He gonna cash in on all his bad attitude, bullshit, nonsense, and all the shit that he's made up for years. Because this is Chili's golden Willy Wonka chocolate bar ticket. Chili going to the chocolate factory. Nutella boy is going to the chocolate factory. He got his little golden ticket, and Rights On is right there to run the disinformation campaign for him. Because Chili's reputation is so shit and so blown out, he's now got to hire a proxy actor to draw the people into him. Rights On. That's what you're doing, whether you know it or not. You're just the new face. You're just the new face to woo the wounded closer to the fox. You're just the new face to woo the wounded bird closer to the fox. And if you get in the way of the fox when the fox is making his kill, you gonna get bit too, Rights On. You ask Beth Wrist. You ask the dude Chili blackmailed to get the 44 Magnum from in Ironton. You ask all those people that dealt directly with Chili in Ironton. Why is it that 90% of them vehemently fucking hate you? You didn't run because of the warrant in Ironton, Chili. You ran because there were people there that didn't have your fucking back anymore. And those people you had to watch closer than the fucking police. So ask yourself some questions, Chili. What's $10,000 going to do for the family? Money ain't going to solve anything. The funeral costs will all be covered by the municipality because it was a municipal vehicle that struck the daughter. They don't need money to bury their child. So what's the money for, Chili? What's the money for? You going to price a 13-year-old girl at $10,000? You're going to put a $10,000 price ticket on a 13-year-old girl. You're a fucking shitty person. And a little thing I'm sure Chili doesn't want people to talk about, he let slip out of his mouth. Apparently, Chili, by his own confession in his last video, is regularly in contact with, as he says, about 12 young adolescent boys in Ironton who report to him regularly. Does that sound like grooming? It sounds like grooming. Do their parents know you're talking to them? Or are you just talking to them? These girls that were with Laney that you're telling not to go to the police, are you talking to them, Chili? Are you talking to minor children, Chili, without their parents' consent? Because if you were doing that with my son, I'd fuck you up. If you were doing that shit with my son, Chili, you wouldn't be able to type on a phone for a very long time. You would recover eventually. But every time you picked up something with your hand, you would remember the beating that was put on you. You're in a dangerous place, Chili, fucking around with young children and traumatized families, and you are not a morally upright person. You're a degenerate who is chronically afoul with the law. You are not, as you state, for law and order. If you were for law and order, you would be back in Ironton, you would surrender yourself, and you would get that petty little warrant taken care of. It's a misdemeanor charge. It's a misdemeanor charge. What are you going to pay? $800-900 fine? That's the fucking problem, Chili. You don't have $800 or $900 to pay the fine, which means you're going to sit in the county jail for a while. And that's another thing you showed in your last video. The large size African American guy in the jail who's going after the little white boy. And he was never going to hit that kid. He was going to intimidate the fuck out of him. And that's exactly what he did. And that's exactly what happened to you when you were in jail. And that's why you're so afraid to be back in there. Because you've been there before. You've been there before. And you ain't a fucking alpha. Because if you were an alpha, you wouldn't worry about going to jail at all. You ain't an alpha. That's why you're worried. Because you're a pussy. That's why you're always screaming that you're an alpha, because you're a pussy and you know you're a pussy and you're the kind of pussy that pussies point and laugh at. Because even the people who are afraid, who are meek, not tough, even they know not to show their fear. But you show your fear every fucking time there's a cop around. Every time. You have a fucking temper tantrum. So, there's a lot more to think about with what's going on with the Laney Stone situation than Chili DeCastro is even equipped to contemplate. I mean, look, you can't expect a retard to do calculus. That boy can barely do 1 and 1 is 2. You can't expect him to do calculus. Why would you think that he could help anybody when he can't help himself? That boy can't keep a car. He can't keep a car. Well, this year, he had his own van. He had Laner's Audi or Zahner's Audi. And then he had someone else's van when Zahner took his Audi back. Well, 3 fucking cars. 2 of them weren't even his. That shitbag don't even have the fucking money in his pocket or credit to rent a fucking car till he buys one. He's just a dirtbag that can't get by in the world and wants to blame the world because he can't get by in the world. And you know what? His family probably would have helped him and taken care of him, but he's such a fucking douchebag that he reaches a point where his friends and his family are like, Chili, you got to fucking go. You got to go. He had a nice little studio when he was doing his TikTok thing that Jeff fucking Lloyd, the cokehead, you know, here's the fucking problem with Chili. Jeff Lloyd set Chili up with a nice spot. And Chili was doing good for himself on TikTok. Maybe not great, but he was doing good for himself. And then he starts having beefs with the other fucking people in the building. You got a free shot, dickhead. Shut your fucking mouth. Do your thing. Don't make fucking waves, you dummy. You're not smart enough to not make fucking waves. And then on your birthday this year, you're telling stories about being in Jeff fucking Lloyd's house in Mexico, and he's doing a shot and bumping a line of coke and doing a shot and bumping a line of coke and doing a shot and bumping a line of coke. You dumb fuck. The guy who's supporting you, putting a roof over your head, and you're just hanging his dirty fucking laundry out for the whole fucking world to see. That's why no one wants you around, because you can't keep that fucking mouth of yours closed. You sell out your own friends. You rat out your own friends. And I can tell that in the weeks before your birthday, Chili, I know this for a fact. I know this for a fact. I can tell it by your demeanor, the things you said, because it wasn't the first time you threw Jeff Lloyd under the fucking bus about his personal behavior. You also called him a raging alcoholic. And that video disappeared within hours. Your birthday video this year was gone within hours. Well, 2 videos disappeared really fucking quick, Chili. And both of them you said shitty things about Jeff Lloyd, probably revealed things Jeff Lloyd doesn't want the fucking world to know. You know? Jeff Lloyd recently got married, and you're blabbing on the internet that he's an alcoholic fucking cokehead. I'm sure his wife and his wife's family just loved learning that one, Chili. And now, that's why you setting up Delete Law's clips. That's why you're setting up Delete Law's clips on your logo for Delete Law's clips, Chili. You might want to rethink that, because nothing says barbershop like a pair of scissors. Your Delete Law's clips looks like a fucking YouTube page for haircuts. And by the way, that dope you got running that could use a fucking haircut, a shower, and a change of fucking clothes. That's the people you have around you, Chili. Everybody around you, Chili, is broke and desperate. You used to be around people who had money. Used to be. Now you're kicked off TikTok, acting like the fucking fool, having temper tantrums on a daily basis. And the people who have money, wealth, and were assisting you, their only thought right now is, how the fuck do we get this guy the furthest away from us we can get him? Go ask Jeff Lloyd for some money. Tell him you're going up to West Virginia. He'll give you the fucking money, Chili. If you tell Jeff Lloyd you need 10 grand to go to West Virginia, he'll give you the fucking money, because he wants you to go to West Virginia. Because right now, Jeff Lloyd would like nothing better than to see you fucking locked up and your mouth shut and you not have any access to the internet. Oh, and while you're at it, your other buddy, David Condon, when you were doing your fundraiser for Deborah, you called David Condon, you fucking clueless, unaware, dumb fuck. You asked him for a $50 donation, and then you started goading him, and you said, give me some of that Jew money. Now, why the fuck would you say that to your friend, by the way? And your friend started to react. Condon started to react like he was going to tell you where you could shove it. And you were like, oh, hold on. There's 100 people listening to you. Why didn't you think about the 100 people that were listening when you told them to cough up some of that Jew money? Didn't you get bounced from TikTok for being a fucking racist? And now you're saying dopey shit on a live broadcast like, "Give me some of that Jew money"? There's something fucking broken in your brain, bro. That's unrepairable. You are one of those guys that needs to be caged up, Chili, because you're gonna kill somebody. And it might not be accidentally, because you have fucking problems with self-control. Odds are, if I was a betting man, I would bet that you kill somebody with your fucking car. But depending on what the long shot payoff is, I would probably plunk a light stack of money down in hopes of a large stack payoff, because there is a chance, Chili, that you just straight up fucking murder somebody, and for no good reason, just because you lost your fucking cool. So there's a lot of things Chili DeCastro doesn't want to consider, and he wants to take a pile of shit and put nice, beautiful icing on it and sell it as cake. He wants to sell a pile of iced shit as cake. Also, he can what? Clip $1 on $100? Because in the end, dude, you're scraping fucking, the best you can do is scrape fucking pennies. Where's the dude from Forney, Texas? Where's he? How come we haven't heard anything about him? He blow you off? He forgot all about you, right? The dude with the big truck got convicted on a road rage incident. Now you got Deborah. Haven't heard shit about Deborah. She been to court twice. Haven't heard shit about Deborah. You just fucking use people, Chili. And when they're no longer usable, you move on to someone else. You forgot all about Deborah because the last fundraiser for Deborah failed miserably. Failed fucking miserably. Deborah's of no use to you anymore. Can't make the money come in. You'll do this. You did the same thing in Ironton to Tina Slay. You just used her. You did the same thing in Ironton to Tina Slay. You just used her. I don't give a fuck how much money you spent. The little pittance that you spent. All you did was use her. You crashed at her house. You acted inappropriately in front of her young daughter. I mean, the best thing that could happen for Lainey Stone's family is that the people in Ironton, Tina Slay, and the other people that interacted with Chili close in Ironton should reach out and contact the parents of Lainey and just give them a heads up so that they're aware of what they're getting involved with. Because Chili DeCastro is not the devil, but Chili DeCastro is a devil. He a fucking minion. So DeCastro is no longer. I guarantee that Jeff Lloyd just doesn't want to have anything to do with DeCastro anymore because of the shit that he said publicly on YouTube streams about him. And he's probably getting pretty close to that point with David Condon right now. And that's who Chili's been living off for a long time. So now he's dangerous. Now he's dangerous because he's a hungry, undernourished cur dog who has pretty much gone feral. I mean, Chili doesn't live a human life. You know, in college, Chili DeCastro went to Arizona State on a 4-year program for 5 years, and he admitted saying himself that he should have gone for the 6th year and gotten his degree. No one fucking hiring you, boy. 6 years to get a 4-year degree? You fucking dumb. So Chili drops out year 5 on a 4-year program. How fucking hilarious is that? He drops out year 5 on a 4-year program, but he was a sociology major. That's what his field of study was, sociology, and that's all human behavior. So Chili, in those 5 years attempting to get a 4-year degree, he probably absorbed a little bit of knowledge, just enough to make him fucking dangerous. But let me tell you something. I know that Chili DeCastro was exposed to Maslow's 5. Maslow was a German social scientist, and he had a hierarchy of 5 graduating things that each human being attempts to achieve in his life. And the first 2 are pretty basic: food, shelter. Okay. So according to Maslow, which I know Chili studied this because it's first year sociology shit. According to Maslow, any human being that has not secured reliable food source and has his own shelter over his own head is living life like an animal. And what do we know Chili doesn't have? Chili don't have a regular food source, and Chili don't have his own house. And at 48 years old, to not be able to rent an apartment for oneself, it means you living like a fucking animal. How is Chili DeCastro going to help a grieving family through a traumatic incident when Chili DeCastro can't put a roof over his own head or reliably feed himself? And I can prove to you that he can't reliably feed himself because that whole don't push the button thing and he intentionally let himself get fat, that's bullshit. He can't afford to eat right. That's why he's fat. He can't afford the chemicals he used to take to make his body look good. That's why he has high knee pressure. That's why look, when he went to get his physical, while he was in the doctor's office, his blood pressure shot up to 180 over whatever it was. 180 is go to the hospital right fucking now. Let me tell you what happened to Chili DeCastro when he went to get his physical. A couple days before that, Legicator was probably on Bridging the Divide because J.L. Warren was definitely there, and I think that Irish Demon might have been there too. It could have been on Irish Demon's broadcast, but it was Irish Demon, J.L. Warren, and Legicator talking. And Legicator straight up said, I mean, all the taunting and the shit that Chili was talking, not only about Legicator himself, but about police in general. I mean, Chili really knows how to fucking make people want to hurt him. And he doesn't stop. Well, he knows he's doing it, and he doesn't fucking check it. And Legicator said the fight wasn't going to end quick. Legicator said he was going to break Chili's eye socket. Now, if you feel the side of your head back where your eyeball is, feel that side of your head from the forehead down around your eye socket to your cheekbone. That's what Legicator said he was going to break, that bone right there. That's in between your forehead and your cheekbone. And Legicator probably could have done it. And I definitely think that Legicator wanted to do it. And when Chili was getting his physical, Chili realized that this was it. If he cleared the physical, he wouldn't have an excuse to back out. Chili's knee was never hurt. He's in New Hampshire a week later running down a flight of stairs in the house that Zahner was the groundskeeper for. A fucking shovel operator, Zahner. He's running down a flight of stairs. He's on a live stream talking to everybody, showing him the house, and he's just running down a flight of stairs like it's no big deal. His knee was never hurt. He had a fucking full-blown fainting goat panic attack at the doctor's office because his mouth wrote checks that his body couldn't cash, and his body shut him down. The same thing happened to Chili when Dan Clemente faced him in the street, and Gangster did the, gun thing with his finger and told Chili, "It's that easy, homie. It's that easy, homie." And Chili freaked the fuck out. And Chili wasn't in his body for a little bit. His conscious mind shut the fuck down. Go watch that video. Go watch that video and you'll watch a man's soul leave his body. Because Chili's body shut his mind down. And his body did what his body knew needed to be done. Run. Run. Same thing happened in the doctor's office. Chili's mouth ran too hard. Chili's body shut his mind down, and Chili's body made a reason for Chili not to have to fight. He had a full-blown fainting goat panic attack. Full-blown, 4 legs straight up in the air, stiff as a board, fainting goat panic attack. That's Chili DeCastro. That's who he really is. That's who he really is. All that MMA shit, Ken Shamrock, all the rest of that shit. Yeah, he's got a film with him and Ken Shamrock. It's 15, 20 years ago. That's why Ken Shamrock doesn't know who Chili DeCastro is. He was a guy who came one day, and Ken Shamrock entertained Chili because Chili had camera equipment. Chili had good quality camera equipment, and he was he probably sold Ken Shamrock some fucking bullshit story because Chili was trying to develop a website called Grapple U, which was about MMA. So, hey, look, dude, I sat next to Uma Thurman on the Amtrak train from Penn Station until Rhinebeck. I was reading Friedrich Nietzsche's The Will to Power, the last book I had to read, and I did read everything Friedrich Nietzsche ever wrote, the German philosopher. And I was in the front car is the first class car. After the front car on the train is the bar car. And at that point in time in my life, I was still drinking. So I would sit up in the cafe car where they had seats and tables right after the bar car. And in the front was the first class seats. And Uma Thurman sat down next to me and started asking me about Friedrich Nietzsche. And we talked for 45 minutes about the writings of Friedrich Nietzsche. But I'm not going to now. 55. I was brokering. I was going back up to upstate. So I was probably 24, 25 years old. So it's 30 years ago. I'm not running around claiming that Uma Thurman and I are great friends because we talked on a train for 40 minutes. I mean, that's the ridiculous shit that goes on in Chili's head. He had a few of these little brushes with celebrity, and he's convinced himself over time that there was an actual friendship. I'll give you a case in point. I think it's 2 videos back. Chili was talking about it was the tatted up guy that got pulled out of the passenger seat of the car. His wife was driving, the guy that got tased in the nutsack. Oh, I'll do a video about that too. But Chili actually made a comment. He had watched, he did in depth research and he watched all these videos about this guy's arrest because, it had spanned a 3 or 4 year time frame. And Chili actually said his own words, I feel like I made friends with this reporter. You're the guy give a report on a video. You feel like you made friends with him? That's a delusional mind that's living in a fantasy world. There's no interaction between Chili and this reporter, but Chili watched enough of the guy's videos that he thought he and the guy that Chili thought he and the reporter were friends. The reporter doesn't even know Chili's fucking alive. And Chili thinks that's a friend of his. Pure fucking delusion. I don't look. Nope wasn't me is a listener who's been a listener here from the very beginning. And I don't know if Nope is Kate Peter. Chili did say that the other day. Don't fuck with Nope or I'll bounce you out of the room. Not because Nope is Kate Peter. I don't know if the person is or isn't, but I will bounce you out of the fucking room because Nope wasn't me, has been in this room since the day I started doing broadcasts. So fuck around, play stupid games. You'll win your stupid prize. I don't want to ban people. I don't want to do shit like that. You be civil in the fucking chat room and don't start that outing people shit and the rest of that fucking nonsense, or you won't be here. No, there's plenty of free speech, bro. Plenty of free speech. I'm telling you not to out people and not to accuse someone of being someone because Chili DeCastro said so. Okay? Because here's another thing. Rights On put up a little community post today. Witnesses say that the deputy was intoxicated and two adults and 2 children witnessed him intoxicated. There's no fucking name there. There's no person's name, unidentifiable. All your anonymous witness bullshit that you guys pull is a license to fucking tell lies. And Chili DeCastro, everyone has seen it. Go watch his fucking videos. Go watch Chili's videos. He's known for making shit up, telling lies, and manufacturing fucking evidence. The whole Nutella thing. He said that Kate put Nutella on the door handle of his screen door, and he's got Nutella all over his hand, but there's no fucking doorknob on the door. That's how fucking dumb that guy is. Why would you believe a fucking word that he says? Why would you believe a word that he fucking says? The voice modified shit, it's Chili. It's fucking Chili. You can reverse engineer it in Audacity and get Chili's voice. It's fucking Chili. It's so bad a fucking alteration, so weak and feeble an alteration, you don't even have to fucking alter it to realize it's Chili's voice. It's the same cadence, the same intonations. You guys, you DeCastro people are fucking dumb. You're dumber than that dude is, and he's a fucking dumb dude. If all police are corrupt and evil by virtue of being police officers, then all DeCastros are no account fucking douchebag cocaine dealers by virtue of the fact that Chili says his father was a fucking cocaine dealer. And every DeCastro is just a cocaine sucker. Every DeCastro is just a douchebag that will drop to their knees for a line of fucking white powder. That's the whole fucking sucking thing with Chili. You know that boy sucked dick for cocaine. You know he did it a lot too. You ever see? Go rent the movie Less Than Zero. Go on Netflix. Go somewhere and find the movie Less Than Zero. Go watch that because the character Robert Downey Jr. played is Chili DeCastro, and that's who Chili was when he was in Hollywood. Chili wasn't a fucking actor. He wasn't an actor. He himself said it. The last time he worked on a set, he was in South Florida and he was out front with the police because he said those police that worked at shoot set were good people because Chili worked with them on a daily basis at the front gate. You ain't a fucking actor if you're working the front gate with the police. And the police are controlling the traffic. So what's Chili doing at the front gate? Sweeping, emptying garbage fucking cans. Hey boy, throw this shit away for me. That's the closest Chili DeCastro ever got to fucking acting in his life. Ever. And all of this shit that he does on YouTube is nothing better than some D-rate version of MTV, The Real Life. I'm in the confession room. Maybe most of you are too young to know that show, but that's all Chili's doing. Chili's living his life like it was a scripted reality television show. That's why Chili had to become a producer because no one would produce him. Get it? That's why Chili's the sound man, the producer, the actor, because nobody wanted to fucking do anything with him. The only person he could get to do something was Jeff fucking Lloyd. And that was over a year ago. And Chili was supposed to have another one with Jeff Lloyd. Another video come out at the beginning of this year. Where is that video, Chili? Jeff Lloyd dropped you like a fucking hot potato in September when you told the world he was a fucking cokehead. You dumb fuck. You dumb fuck. You had your hand in the money bag. And you got told to get your hand out of the fucking bag and make yourself invisible. And now all you got left to do is grift some grieving family whose child died. Whoever put in the chat that they saw Chili on a episode of 1,000 Ways to Die and he was the star, send me a copy of that. I'd really like to watch that. I mean, you can learn a lot from a bad actor. You know, you're a smart man if you learn from your own mistakes. You're a wise man if you learn from the mistakes of others. Chili DeCastro is incapable of doing either of those. What mistake did Chili make in the last year? We've all watched him for a year now. What mistake did he make in the last year that he didn't repeat last month? What mistake did Chili DeCastro make in the last 12 months that he didn't also repeat in the last 6 weeks? That's all he is. Mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. Rinse, lather, repeat. Sorry, lather, rinse, repeat. I do actually have dyslexia. Chili doesn't. I know because I actually have it. Another thing Chili also doesn't have is a near photographic memory. He doesn't have a photographic memory. He doesn't have a near photographic memory. Chili barely has a fucking memory at all. See, Chili thinks he can remember everything because he can't remember that he forgot 99% of what he knows. The people who think they're smart are dumb people. And the people who brag about being smart are the dumbest of the dumb people. Because announcing to the world that you're the smartest guy in the room only makes the dumb people want to fucking tear you down. So if Chili's so smart, why is he always running around acting like he's the fucking smartest thing going on? The first thing a smart person learns to do is play dumb it down. Dumb it down for show. Because the last thing you want is 100 fucking dumb people trying to prove they're smarter than you. Because one of them 100 is going to be dumb like DeCastro and get fucking violent with you. That's why you don't do that shit. So I think I should pretty much get this wrapped up here. I will cut up clips. I will put together the presentation that I was going to do live tonight that I thought I was up there on the high dive. I had my toes at the end of the board, and I was all ready to do that swan dive. I had them arms out, and I was jumping off that platform. And then I realized there was only about 6 inches of water in that pool, and I hit the bottom fucking hard tonight. I did the worst YouTube session in my YouTube career. Only 4 months old now, but I showed clearly tonight that I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing with the OBS studio. And I will be laughing at myself for a while about that. So I'll leave you out on I'd like to leave you on a high note, but I don't know after today's little stream of consciousness, incoherent rambling. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. Look, there's a GoFundMe link out there for Laney's family. I'm not encouraging anyone to donate because I don't see what good giving them money is going to do. I'm not discouraging anyone to give money. I mean, if you feel moved to give them money, give them money. I don't see where it's going to help. I wouldn't. If you want to really help them, if you want to really help that family, do everything in your power to keep DeCastro and the little delete laws minions away from them. I mean, if you're in that area, if you're local, if you can reach out and if you have the opportunity to talk to them, warn them about Chili DeCastro. Warn them about Chili DeCastro. And you don't have to speak bad about them to warn them. All you have to do is point them in the direction of Tina Slay or any other individual in Ironton that they dealt with. Because if Chili gets involved with that family, all that's going to happen is the same run course of events that happened with Tina Slay and, the misery and heartache that Chili trampled through their fucking home. not only is that going to repeat itself, it's going to be a lot worse because we're dealing with a person who's recently dead. The other thing too is the deputy who, struck the girl with the vehicle. How about we let the investigation run its course before we start saying the system's broken? And let's wait for the China to be broke before we start saying the fucking China's broke while we're looking at it all on the table, set up nicely. It's been 2 fucking days. 2 days. Chili DeCastro, Chili DeCastro has been promising a transparency app for a year. Every video he puts out is the same thing in the description. Transparency app coming very soon. Chili can't build a simple fucking app in a year's time, and these guys are supposed to decide a life and death matter in 2 fucking days? Seriously? Seriously. Chili put up a video about intermittent fasting. He got it so wrong, so fucking bad. Oh, and by the way, everything Chili's copyright struck everyone for and brought Kate and Josh and YouTube to court for, as far as copyright violations go, he's done all of it that he's accused other people of in the last week because he learned how to live stream with a studio setup. So now all the using other people's videos, and now he just doing it like it's no big deal. A month ago, he's crying like a fucking baby about it. So I mean, if you want to learn, if you really want to learn what a morally ungrounded hypocrite is, sit back, relax, and take a good look at Chili DeCastro, because he is a morally ungrounded hypocrite. That's all he is. And if he wanted something you had, he would take it from you and not care that he took it from you. And he would think that if he got away with it, he didn't do anything wrong. And if he got caught doing it, he would blame the person who caught him in some weird twist of logic. My favorite line from DeCastro, and a while happened on the last broadcast, he said he was the king of illogical fallacies, and that there was only one person on YouTube that could use illogical fallacies better than Chili. First off, it's called a logical fallacy, not an illogical fallacy. It's called a logical fallacy. Now, if he had a photographic memory or a near photographic memory, you would think that he would remember logical fallacy if he studied these things so well that he's the second greatest user of them on YouTube. So a logical fallacy is an argument that is untrue, which means an illogical fallacy would be a double negative, and that would actually be a statement that is true. That's how fucking dumb that guy is. That's how dumb that guy is. And he woke up this morning and he didn't even realize how fucking stupid he made himself look yesterday. That's your 20-year law scholar. Illogical fallacy. It's called a logical fallacy. There are 22 of them. All were discovered by Aristotle. You know where they were discovered? in the writings of Socrates. All of the logical fallacies were discovered by Aristotle in the writings of his teacher's teacher. Socrates taught Plato. Plato taught Aristotle. Aristotle sat down, read Socrates, and found 22 major mistakes of logic that Socrates made. No logical fallacy has been added to the list until Boolean logic was invented. And Boolean logic added a few more, one of which is under Aristotelian logic. If you said all mermaids have scales, that would be true because that fits the mythological definition of a mermaid. Under Boolean logic, that statement is untrue because all statements about mermaids are false because mermaids don't exist. So, we've had logical fallacies for fucking 3,000 years before Christ. And they're logical fallacies. There's 22 of them. And Chile thinks they're illogical fallacies. I mean, imagine being so fucking dumb that you're unable to realize that you are the dumbest guy in the fucking room and you're just bouncing around, elbowing people in the fucking jaw, knocking drinks out of people's hands, tipping fucking chairs over, tucking the tablecloth into your pocket while you're sitting down because you think it's the napkin, and you get up to go to the bathroom and you drag the whole fucking tablecloth away with you. That's Chile de Castro. That's fucking Chile de Castro. And he's too dumb to know he's the dumbest guy in the fucking room. That's the high note I'm going to leave you on. Chile de Castro is too fucking dumb to know he's the dumbest guy in the room. I'll do a proper video. I will make up for my swan dive into a waterless pool. Ouch. I really made myself look stupid there. But I'm smart enough to know that that was a pretty dumb fucking thing that I did today, because I should have ended it a lot sooner than I did, because I had like 4 fucking streams of chili going and I couldn't get them shut. I should have just fucking nuked it. I got a message from somebody that their head ached now because they heard triple de Castro. So I greatly apologize for the overexposure of Chile de Castro today. I will fix my error. Nope, wasn't me. Thank you for the thumbs up. Everybody who came today, thank you for listening to me babble, and not that I don't have my glasses, so I can't really read what's in the chat. So if you were mocking me or making fun of me, good on you. It all went right by me. I never noticed any of it. Help the family in West Virginia if you feel moved to help the family. My opinion, my humble opinion, is the best way to help them is to barrage them with warnings about staying the fuck away from Chile de Castro. And unfortunately, that includes Rights On, that includes Scrubzilla, that includes the Chile de Castro machine, that broken down wobbly fucking wankety wank thing. So, help them. Help them by, if you're within earshot of them, if you can send them a message, if you have an email address for them, if you know 1 or 2 of them on YouTube. I do a lot of parody shit, and I do crack a lot of jokes, but there are a couple of videos in my catalog that are, straightforward debunking the methods of de Castro. And if you want to point them to one of those, fine. If you want to point them to something Irish Demon or Team Skeptic or Masshole Troll Mafia has done, Platoon Hard Drive very, very under-recognized and utilized individual there, Platoon Hard Drive. If you go back about a month, if you go back in his archive 1 month to 2 months, go back 1 month from today, and then back 2 months from today, in that window, that 60-day window, you'll find some straight up analysis of the methods of Chili DeCastro, where Platoon Hard Drive just fucking nailed it. He's a smart dude too, man. So looks like I went for an hour and 25. I got 45 people in the room, 41 likes. When you comment in the comments below, I don't get any critical feedback from anybody, and it makes me fucking nervous. So if you can find something I did wrong, point it out, please, so I can fix it, instead of letting me, go on thinking I'm making everybody happy. So turn a friend on to us. Come around as often as you want to. All we're going to ask here, act civilized. Please act civilized in the chat room. You can argue all you want. You can hold differences of opinion. Please be civil with one another. If someone's anonymous, don't fuck with their anonymity. If Nope Wasn't Me is named Nope Wasn't Me, then just call him fucking Nope and be done with that. You don't have to go beyond that. You don't have to go past that. You don't have to get personal with people. Argue all you want. Argue facts. Listen to the argument. Don't listen to pick out little fucking details to quabble about. Listen to the argument, comprehend what the person is saying to you, and counter the argument. The conversation gets so much better for everyone involved if we just do that. Listen, go for the facts, present a strong counter argument. Because I can tell you with 100% certainty, as a philosophy major in college, I was never 100% right about anything. There's two sides on every coin, and both sides make the fucking coin. If you think the police are a piece of shit, I'm coming, because I'm the opposite side of that coin. If you the head side that says the police are all bad, I'm the tail side that says they're not. I'm not saying they're all good. I'm saying they're not all bad. If you say every Volkswagen in the city of Atlanta is yellow and they are all yellow except for one blue one, you're fucking wrong. You're not mostly right. You're 100% wrong. You said they were all yellow. There's one blue one. That means they're not all yellow. So think about the way you phrase things. Because if you're going to talk in absolute terms, talk in absolute terms. But those are the easiest arguments to pull apart. If you say all Volkswagens are yellow, you better hope a non-yellow Volkswagen doesn't show up, because you're not mostly right. You all fucking wrong. Listen, learn. The guy who's trying to grift you, the Chili DeCastros of the world, you can learn from them so that other Chili DeCastro ain't the only fucking grifter out there. Chili DeCastro not only is not the only grifter out there, Chili DeCastro is one of the worst fucking grifters out there. So imagine a magician that unwittingly showed you the trick that made the illusion work. If you wanted to learn magic so you were never deceived by a magician, you would hang with that fucking guy until you saw everything he did, and then you would move on. So you can learn from Chili DeCastro. He's a grifter. He's not the best grifter out there. He's a bad grifter. He's got tells. He shows. Chili DeCastro loves to fucking confess what he's doing while he's doing it. That's how fucking narcissistically inflated his fucking ego is, that he actually thinks he can tell you he's ripping you off while he's ripping you off. He gives it away every fucking time. You're a shitty little grifter, Chili DeCastro. Shitty little grifter. And that's all you have is a grift. And for the last year, I have not seen you earn a fucking honest dime. I've seen you con people out of money they can't afford to give up. So you sue me, Chili DeCastro. You sue me. You sue me. Because 15 years ago, I divested all of my assets. Everything I had in the United States. I moved some shit overseas. Everything I have in the United States, anything that you could possibly touch, has been arm's length transaction divested from my ownership. I have a Jeep and clothing and a laptop computer. That's all you're going to get from me if you take me to court. That's it. Fuck, if you were able to sue me, I might not even show up. But if I do show up, you're going to shit, because I'm going to pull your buddy Jeff Lloyd into that fucking courtroom, because he owns delete laws, not you. He's the guy with the fucking money. You ain't got shit, Chili. I'm going after Jeff fucking Lloyd, not you, because you said delete laws is Jeff Lloyd's. And because you said that, you come sue me. You come pull the fucking shit you're pulling with people with me, and I'll pull you into a fucking courtroom, and I'll have Jeff Lloyd naked in the fucking witness stand. We'll be going through all his fucking books. All his. Because your book is one fucking page, DeCastro. I doubt you've ever filed a fucking tax return. 85,000 new auditors hired this year. There's some hungry dudes looking to keep their jobs, Chili. Come sue me, fucko. You're a low rent, no account, scumbag, fucking grifter who takes advantage of traumatized women and their children. You're a low rent, no account, scumbag drifter who takes advantage of traumatized women and their fucking children. You sue me for saying that. You sue me for saying that. One, because the truth is the fucking best defense there is. That's one. And two, if you win, you ain't getting shit from me. You ain't getting shit from me. And if the judge awarded my Jeep to you, I'll fucking run you over with it while I'm delivering it. Come sue me, Chili. Come sue me. Have your boy fucking Rights On find out who I am, or your other boy, Jonathan Mitchell Music. You find out who the fuck I am, Chili. You take me to court. You take me to court. And Scrubzilla will be in that fucking room. And Rights On will be in that fucking room. And Jeff Lloyd will be in that fucking room. And David Condon will be in that fucking room. Everyone you're associated with. Everyone who works with you or funds you, who is part of your grift squad, will be hauled into that room and stripped fucking naked. And everything will be exposed. Come sue me, DeCastro. Come fucking sue me. Come sue me. You think you can find me in Southeast Asia? Come. Come on. Come on. Because I'll know you're coming 10 miles before you fucking get to me. And you probably going to have your head cracked open by a machete before you get within 2 miles of me. Come get me, Chili. Serve me, you fucking wanker. Come serve me, you pussy. You're the kind of pussy that pussies point at and fucking wipe their brow and say, whew, I'm glad I'm not a pussy like that pussy. I know I'm a pussy, but I ain't a pussy like that pussy. You a pussy, DeCastro. You a pussy. Come sue me, you pussy. Fuck you. Take advantage of fucking women. It's far when you 10 miles is far when you walk it down a dirt path in the fucking jungle. That bitch DeCastro would probably get bit by a cobra before he got to me. He could never find me. He could never fucking find me. If he had a map and a compass, he couldn't fucking find me. If he had a map, a compass, and a guide, he couldn't find me. And the locals would have to give him assistance. Because if he had a map, a compass, and a guide, all he would have after half a day was no map, no compass, no shoes, and no fucking clothing on him. Because where I am, Chili, white boys stick out like sore fucking thumbs. And the people around me, they don't want you there. They don't want to see you there. They just gonna fucking take all your shit. Everything, dude. You be naked, roaming around in the jungle, crying to find your fucking way home. Come sue me, you pussy. Come sue me. You never had your feet off the fucking pavement, pussy. Come sue me. You never fought anybody except in a fucking gym with mats on the floor where it was nice and fucking soft. Come on, DeCastro. You fucking rat weasel. You little fucking weasel. Come on. Sue me. Serve me, sue me. Serve me, DeCastro. Sue me, DeCastro. Serve me, sue me. Sue me. Maybe you'll win my 2001 Jeep Wrangler. It's a nice fucking Jeep, dude. I put a lot of work into it. I might not want to part with it. And when I deliver it to you, I might drive it through your sister's fucking front door. I might run you down with it. Sue me, DeCastro. Sue me, you little pussy. All right. I've taunted enough. I'm out. I was just reading a little chat. Aaron Queen. Aaron Queen says, you sound lonely as fuck. Do I? Okay. Okay. Later, guys. I'll get a more polished version out. I'll leave this up for a bit. Let's see if we get a response from Twinkle Toes to Castro. Fucking twinkle toed little fuck. You a pussy. All right, later.